Welcome to ETH Daily, a daily briefing on the latest in Ethereum. Here's your latest for Friday, August 22nd, 2025. The price of ETH hits a new all-time high. Ethereum developers release an update on Blob scaling efforts. Amin Soleimani outlines the case against EIP 7805, and L2B releases an information site for native rollups. All this and more starts right now. The price of ETH is up 15% in the last 24 hours, reaching a new all-time high of just under $4,900. The last time ETH reached an all-time high was nearly 4 years ago on November 10th, 2021. The Ethereum Foundation's Layer 2 and Blob scaling team published an update on the latest Blob scaling efforts. Blobs are a type of data on Ethereum Layer 1 used to provide data availability for Layer 2 rollups. They have a fee market independent of Ethereum gas fees, which enables lower transaction costs and reduced storage requirements, allowing Layer 2s to process more transactions and for more cheaply. Pure Data Availability Sampling, or Pure DAS, is scheduled for Ethereum's next upgrade, Fusaka. Pure DAS allows nodes to verify blob data availability by sampling subsets of the data rather than downloading entire blobs, enabling capacity to scale from the current 6 blobs up to 48 blobs per block. After Fusaka, blob parameter-only forks will automatically increase blob capacity. In parallel, interfork bandwidth optimizations such as cell-level messaging will reduce redundant data transfers. PureDAS v2 is then planned for the Glamsterdam upgrade, building on data availability sampling with pipelining EIP 7732. The Layer 2 and Blob scaling team is led by Alex Stokes, Raul Kripalini, and Francisco Diamato. Ethereum community member Amin Soleimani shared the case against fork choice enforced inclusion lists EIP 7805. He outlined the legal implications that EIP 7805 could have for validators in the US. Fork choice enforced inclusion list is a proposal aimed at improving censorship resistance by allowing validators to enforce the inclusion of any transaction valid under protocol rules. Soleimani argues that US-based validators could face criminal liability if they are compelled to include sanctioned address transactions, adding that the attester versus the proposer distinction may not matter to regulators. He also argued that core developers designing the system could be accused of conspiracy to violate sanctions. EIP 7805 is currently considered for inclusion in the Glamsterdam upgrade. L2B researcher Dono.eth shared updates on native rollups, a new type of Layer 2 that leverages Ethereum Layer 1 for execution by directly calling its state transition function. The native rollup design reduces governance and bug risks by eliminating complex proof systems and custom governance. L2B launched a new website to share a spec draft, design motivations, comparisons to existing Layer 2s, and references. The site also explores open design questions such as anchoring, arbitrary Layer 1 to Layer 2 messaging, and gas token deposits. Current dependencies for fully native rollups include statelessness and the Ethereum Layer 1 ZK EVM upgrade. And lastly, SharpLink Gaming's board approved a $1.5 billion stock buyback program. The move gives the company flexibility to act when SBET trades at or below NAV of its ETH holdings, helping prevent dilution on its ETH per share basis and enhancing long-term value. SharpLink currently holds 740,000 ETH, worth about $3.5 billion, making it the second largest corporate holder of Ether. In other news, Polygon introduces the Aglair CDK enterprise tech stack that combines privacy with built-in connectivity to the Aglair, and Apple iOS and Mac users are urged to update their devices amid a zero-click hack that puts crypto wallets at risk. This has been a roundup of today's top news stories in Ethereum. You can support this podcast by subscribing and following us at ETH Daily. Also subscribe to our newsletter at ethdaily.io.